Okay, this is Smooth Fuego TV with myself, Fuego, Smooth Fuego, New Star Radio 98.7 FM in Birmingham, and I'm joined here with...
What up? It's your girl, e.v.e.
This is the wonderful Eve. Welcome to the UK. How are you finding it here in the UK?
I love it. I've been living here now for like almost 10 months.
You've been living here?
Yeah, man.
Right,
I love
get
it.
That quiet.
Yeah.
So now you're...
I know. People be like, where the hell you been?
So now you're back in the game, back in the music game.
Yeah.
You had a little break because you did a little bit of acting, you did fashion, you did everything literally.
Yeah.
So has that hunger come back to get into music?
Yeah, it's a different kind of hunger. Like, you know, I've been performing the last couple of years, although I haven't put out a record or anything. I've been performing like all over. So I guess me performing made me feel like it was time for me to put out some music. Plus, I also got a new situation. Like, it's my label now. I was had to get out of my other label situations, and now it's independent. So that makes me feel excited, like, because I'm able to say yes or no to whatever I want. So that feels good.
So you got your own kind of creativity, no restrictions, nothing.
Exactly.
That's good. That's
exactly.
good. Now, for those who may not be familiar with how you got started, how did you get started within music? Has it always been a part of you, or was there an event in life?
Nah, man. You know, I grew up musical. I don't know how. Well, no, I guess I can't say I don't know how. My biological father, like my dad, I used to spend a lot of time with him when I was little, like young, and he was a DJ. So he would DJ, but not like mostly for the family, like in the basement, like, you know, when people would come over. And then I had an aunt who was kind of like a young aunt, like a big sister, and she kind of introduced me to like hip hop and stuff like that. So music has always been around me. And then when I was growing up, I literally did everything. I sang in the choir. I like wrote poems and made them into rap songs. Like, I danced. I did everything. So music has always been a part of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And back in the day when you started, around that time it was kind of like a female rapper. It had a kind of stigma to it, but now it's just common. You see it everywhere.
Yeah.
I remember a couple of years ago, I think I was watching a Behind the Music, and it showed with your connection with Rough Riders,
right,
how you just literally walked into a room full of guys and then you started spitting. How did that feel? Was it intimidating?
Nah, you know what? It was one of those do or die moments. Like, I knew that was my audition. That was like, I knew I was either going to get signed, or they was going to be like, all right, you're cute, but you got to go home. You know what I'm saying? So I knew I had to deliver, and it was do or die. So I think it was more like, I don't think it was fear I was feeling. I think I was just wanting to just kill them. I don't even know.
Were they instantly impressed with what you did?
Yeah, man. You know, I think they were impressed too because, you know, they all knew each other. Like, I kind of always say I was the adopted kid with Rough Riders because everybody else was from New York or mostly from Yonkers or Harlem. And me, here's this girl from Philly, and it's like, all right, what is this little girl going to do? And I think they were impressed because I was willing and showed them I was willing to work as hard or harder than all of the dudes that were there. And that's how I gained my respect from them.
Okay, that's big, because the Rough Riders were a serious group.
Trust me, they put me through a lot of tests. I went through a lot of tests. I always say it was like hip hop boot camp because it was like, you know, first of all, it's like, is she gonna be a groupie? Is she gonna fuck her way through the group? You know, or is she gonna show and prove and really write? And that's what I did. You know, they were up in the studio 24 hours. I was up in the studio 24 hours. Like, you know, I never, because I was girl, I never tried to look at them and be like, can you take it easy on me? I did exactly what they did. Or more.
Okay. Well, one thing I noticed about your career, you've done things in completely different scenes, such as you got the gully Rough Rider side, and then you've got e.v.e, the TV show, and it's like a complete... How did that start, you getting into the acting?
I don't even know, honestly. You know what's crazy too is, like, in the beginning with acting, I never wanted to act. I would get scripts and stuff like that, and I'd be like, I don't see me acting. Like, and then my manager at the time was just like, yo, why don't you just go to an acting coach and see, you know, what happens? And the first thing the acting coach said to me was like, every time you do a video, you're acting. Every time. And I was like, oh yeah, duh. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how I got into it. And it was just basically learning the words and believing that you were a character. And once I got all that down, I was like, oh, I love acting. So now it's a good thing.
Definitely. Now you're like a triple threat, doing all different types of things.
Yeah, I like keeping myself busy. I like being able to dip in and out of worlds. It's nice.
Okay. Yeah. And now, since you said you've been here for about 10 months in the UK, have you had a chance to listen to some UK artists? Which ones you feeling?
I have, but you know what? I don't really know anybody's names. I think I get to hear a lot of underground stuff. And I really don't know anyone's names besides...
Do you know how the song goes? Because you could sing like a gay.
You don't want me try. But no, I mean, you know, I hear a lot of different tracks from producers or whatever, except for like the usual suspects, you know, like Tiny Temper. Like we know him in the States, and who's dope. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of really good people from here.
Okay. Yeah. Would you be willing to work with them in the future?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's something I want to do after this next record. I'm surprised since I've been here that I didn't actually work with any UK artists, because I did a lot of stuff here. So, the next go around, I have to. Yeah,
I know that would be well received, because we like to see that kind of crossover with
Absolutely.
the US acts coming over here and working with our UK artists. That's one thing I like to see, definitely.
Absolutely. Maybe you can give me some suggestions of who I
could give you quite a few, because
let me know.
In the UK we're known for a lot of female MCs.
Yes, you know what's crazy? You guys do have a lot of females over here.
Because I come from the second city, which is Birmingham.
Okay.
Which is, I don't know what the equivalent would be in America, probably. Well, Washington DC is the capital, but New York would probably be like the second one.
Okay.
That's what Birmingham's like here. We've got an artist who goes by the name of Lady Leisha.
Okay.
She's a very big MC that we've got. We've got Roxanne, Shiesty, Miss Dynamite. You must have heard Miss Dynamite.
Of course. Well, I love Miss Dynamite, 100%.
There's a whole bunch of female MCs here. So.
Yeah. No, I would definitely love to. I love Miss Dynamite. She was one of the first people. The first time I came to London ever, she was one of the first artists I got to see. Like, I forget, some TV show or something. I was like, yo, she's so dope. Love her. Yeah.
It's good that you got your ear to the ground in that way, and you're listening to the underground music.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, as we are a community station, we have a lot of up and coming artists, producers, songwriters listening to the station. Yeah. Can you give them any advice based on what you've experienced?
You know what? I think for me, my whole experience was so different than what's happening now. Like, the great thing that's happening now is that you don't have to rely on a major label, and that there's so much social media out there that you can go out and build your own community, like whether it's YouTube or Twitter or whatever, SoundCloud, like all of that's real. Like, all of that is amazing. I've seen a lot of artists come up, and now that you can even sell your own songs to iTunes, you know what I'm saying? You don't need a major label, and I think that's an amazing thing. So just keep doing what you're doing. Keep putting your music out there. Keep being seen. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta keep your name out there. Keep your face out there. So, definitely. Yeah.
And I'm here to promote your new album, which is coming out. I got my advance copy, so I can say thank you for that.
Okay, you're welcome.
I've been listening to it. I'm feeling like the collabs on there, seeing Missy Elliott and various other artists. How would you describe the sound because obviously the listeners haven't listened to it yet.
Right.
How would you describe the sound of the new album compared to e.v.e. from the past? Is it different? Is it the same?
It's different, but it's the same in the sense that, like, you know, lyrically, my main goal was that I wanted people to be like, yo, that's my girl e.v.e. I recognize her. No matter what kind of music I'm rapping on, I wanted people to recognize me from what they fell in love with in the first place. But musically, the music's different because I travel. My influences are different, and I got to work with a lot of different kinds of producers that brought other things to the table. So, but I think if anything, I feel like it's a good record. You know, it's a full record. I think it's a record you can put on from top to bottom. Okay. So, have a good time.
Definitely. Yeah. I'd love to chat to you all day, but I know you're a busy woman.
Yeah.
So would you like to tell the New Star Radio listeners and the Smooth Fuego TV watchers where they can keep up to date with you?
Yes.
Your Twitter, your Facebook, your website, everything. Introduce when your album's coming out, everything like that, and also introduce your upcoming track which you've got, which I will play next.
Okay. Alright, so if you want to holler at me, if you want to talk to me, call me, whatever. Don't call me, but talk to me. At The Real e.v.e, Twitter at The Real e.v.e, Instagram at The Real e.v.e, like me on Facebook. And this next single is called Make It Out This Town. It's off the album Lip Lock, June 3rd. Make sure you cop it.